Okay, Brid Smith, is that fair enough?
No, I reject this idea that Eamon, or indeed the previous candidates from Fianna Fáil, Labour Party, Fine Gael, the Green Party, inherited the problem. They all inherited something. This drives you nuts, the way they all claim to just fell on their lap, but will take no responsibility for what they put this country through. And Eamon says he, as an elected representative, fights for all sides. Was he saying that and thinking that and doing that the night he signed the banking guarantee? Was he doing that on behalf of all people of Ireland, including the people in my community who have suffered so badly under austerity that there's so many problems that we can find very, very difficult to come out of? Unemployment, homelessness. We've seen the discussion tonight on the news about the crisis and homelessness, and the attempt now by the EU and the Troika to privatise all our public services.
But presumably the government at the time and the government now are trying to do their best for the Irish people and feel that the alternative could have been worse, and there's no way of knowing.
I wouldn't presume that at all. I don't think the government are doing their best for the Irish people at all. They don't seem to have any qualms in paying back 8.2 billion in interest only on the debt every year.
But the
entire education budget.
Yeah, but the debt is largely, the majority of the debt is to keep the country running. It's
to keep the debt is the banker's debt. It is not our debt.
It's not all the banker's debt.
It is not our debt. I'm sorry, David, it is not our debt. When I say our, I mean the ordinary people. Well, this is the debt of the speculators and the developers who gambled, not us.
But the national debt is of the order of 200 billion. 64 billion of that is to do with banking, so there is quite a large proportion is actually to do with other stuff.
But we are paying, the Irish people, the ordinary people are paying 8.2 billion in interest only every year. The entire education budget, I will repeat this and point out to you that the rich in this country have improved their wealth by 16% in the last year alone. Look at the rich list at the weekend. People like Dennis O'Brien, people like Bono even, their wealth has gone up, while the people I represent and live among and work with, their wealth has gone massively down, or their poverty has increased.
Okay, Brid Smith, I think it's fair to say that you're mainly known as a campaigner, as an organiser of campaigns on the ground here on various issues. So why go to Europe?
Precisely for that reason.
Why remove yourself from the people?
Precisely for that reason, as a working class campaigner, to bring the issues that are driving people mad in this country, that they're hugely angry about, that these parties, all of the establishment parties, are responsible for, to bring those issues to Brussels, and to say to the people of Europe, who, like us, in Greece, Spain, Portugal and other countries, are suffering the austerity, and to say to them, together, we can be the lobbyists who can make Brussels change their mind. Not the 22,000 big company lobbyists who spend billions every year trying to influence decisions, but the millions of people in Europe lobbying the Parliament to say, you cannot continue to do this stuff.
Okay, but you're talking about organising and alliances with people from other countries and everything, but one of the problems that the left in this country has faced and is facing at the moment is disunity. It doesn't seem to be able to organise itself. For instance, you're running in the Dublin constituency, as is Paul Murphy, who would, to an outside observer, seem to have a lot in common with you.
Yeah, it's interesting that nobody ever says this to Mary Fitzpatrick and Brian, what's-his-face, Hayes.
They seem to have a realistic chance of perhaps winning 2 seats.
I might have a chance of winning a seat too, and that hasn't been discounted.
I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm saying that is there not a danger that by 2 of you running on a fairly similar platform that you might split the vote?
I have a working class background in fighting and organising and leading campaigns. I am well known for it. I have been elected to the council by a huge majority in Ballyfermot and Drimnagh. I have a right to contest the elections and to say to the people of this country and the people of Europe, with my politics, which is about people power, putting people before profit, can actually be a reality if we mobilise in our millions and stop listening to the bullies in the government, regardless of what party they come from.